Hello, hands in the air, it's touchdown! Touchdown, this podcast. How's it going?
All right,
That's how I like
dude.
to
How's
start.
it going for you?
I just scored a touchdown, Jeremy. Did you know? I mean, it's under review, but I mean, it's the 7th episode of this podcast, so that's reasons to be cheerful. Still going.
Still going.
The critics had said they'll never last to 6, and they were wrong. So yeah, really pleased. I can count as well.
You can count. You got the episode number right for the first time.
Yeah, it's in front of me.
We haven't been cancelled yet, which is nice. I'm not sure who would cancel us, but we may get cancelled after this immediate first comment. Eddie Stone says, "I need a piss. What are you going to do about it?" Let you just do it wherever you are, dude.
Do you need assistance? I don't. Sometimes, right? Like the urgency, and I don't know if this is true, but like the urgency for having a piss slows down your piss. Like, so you're trying to push out, go, oh, God, just want you to piss, right, out of your piss cock, and it doesn't. It does not. The pushing of it does not help. So, what am I going to do about it, Eddie? Nothing. You just have to let it go, man. You just have to read a book or something. It's like that bit in Austin Powers where he has a long piss. If that wasn't clear, yeah, I'm good. I don't know who would shut us down. No one's going to shut us down. We're not the X-Files after the end of season 1, mate, where they're like, they're shutting us down, and it's like, P.S. There's another 6 seasons of this. But anyway,
well, we may not be cancelled, but apparently we do have some competition this evening. Duff Valley informs us that we're up against Download 2020.
What?
Yeah, well,
what is that?
It's a rock concert, a yearly rock concert that.
What used to be Monsters of Rock at Donington?
Yeah. Well, what I'll say to that is, they haven't been here for the last 6 weeks. We have. We take priority.
Yeah.
You can.
We have
listen to Download later.
So let me get this straight. Download can't sell tickets because it's a festival. So what have they got people to perform, and you buy online tickets? So it's a bit like,
I think they might be just doing it for free. I have no idea. I haven't really followed any of this.
I followed nothing, but I'm loving it. Can you imagine?
No.
I mean, I'm just kind of guessing. Does it mean that, like, say they get Aerosmith, and like, does that mean just like I could just put on the TV now and like Aerosmith plays, then System of a Down plays, then Metallica plays, and we say thanks very much, and you don't have the problem of festival toilets, festival food, other people, travel, money. I mean, hey, Duff Valley, it is competition.
I mean, the thing is, we have that already every day of the year. It's just, it's called YouTube. Just search for whatever band you want, live performance, job done.
Yeah. It's just like, would you like the experience of Glastonbury?
System of a Down are on now.
This toxicity. Well,
Duff, we appreciate you multitasking on this Sunday evening and joining us while joining Download as well.
Listen, all the things I described are the experience that you're trying to also get. People say, people who didn't get tickets to go and see Glastonbury last year when I went were like, well, I get to watch it from home. And I'm like, yeah, because that's the experience you desperately wanted, isn't it? It's just exactly, it's like, oh, good point. What was I thinking?
It's the experience I'm totally fine with, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Right. I don't need to go and have somebody piss on my tent that's drunk off their face at 2 a.m.
Hey,
it's not
mate,
me, man. It's not me.
If you go to live action role play, you can get someone to piss in your tent. Apparently, just saying, might have happened to me. So I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to happen. So okay, so we're in competition with Download. I think we always. I mean, who knew?
We're always in competition with someone. Always.
Yeah.
The main roster went head to head with the PS5 reveal on Thursday night. So there you go.
Hey, there's a thing I didn't really watch properly and then read later and got bored of. Man, there's a console on it. Let's put that on another. Let's talk about that later. Do you want to open up with our COVIDiots of the week?
I absolutely do. Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. actually, I don't normally have a COVID yet, and I don't really care about this one, but just for the sake of having something to say, I saw that Kylie Jenner had decided to go to a nightclub, and it's like California is still under the same sort of level of lockdown as everybody else. So I think what happened was, I could be wrong about this, but I think she dropped down the kind of the Forbes millionaire list, or she wasn't like classed as a millionaire or billionaire anymore. So she just got fucked off and went, do you know what? I'm going to party. So she went to a club and didn't wear a mask and didn't socially distance and just did what the fuck she wanted, basically. So she went clubbing. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we want. I mean, it's not a huge, I mean, what it is, and maybe it's misjudging all of that, all of those kind of guys, but it kind of feels like part of the course anyway. Like after a while, you have to accept that these idiots are idiots regardless of COVID or not. Like they're already going to be, so like it feels like just shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, I mean, Kylie Jenner going from idiot to COVID-idiot isn't much of a stretch.
No,
but
no.
COVID-idiot she is, and massive influence on a huge number of other COVID-idiots she also is.
Yeah.
So.
That's the thing, isn't it? Suddenly everyone takes people that take their kind of steer from people like this. Like, hang on a minute. If you know, it's like I've always been I have so much respect for Dominic Cummings, you know, so much respect for the man. And when he, in his infinite wisdom, decided to take an eye test at a castle and drove like on a 260-mile trip to go and do whatever the fuck he did, I was like, you're my guy, man. Now it's inspired me, if anything, that I can do that too, you know?
Which castle did you visit, Alex?
Well, I'm planning to visit Gravenstein in Ghent. You know, I'm not sure that after 108 miles of driving to Ghent, when the borders open, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see properly. So I'll drive straight into the centre of Ghent, which, by the way, I won't be able to do because they have parking restrictions. But anyway, and see the castle, which I've seen many times before. And if I can see it, you know, I'll be sure to send a little message to my guy Dom, because he's a guy whose opinion I respect, and you know, I think we could all be a little bit more like him.
I think your tongue just basically kind of went straight through your cheek and out the other end then.
Yeah, so I guess it is a hard thing. Incidentally, shooting fish in a barrel, the phrase shooting fish in a barrel was a phrase that I misunderstood. I thought it's shooting fish in a barrel is a phrase to suggest it's a very easy task you've achieved, right? Which is where you have a barrel full of fish and then you shoot the fish that's in the barrel, right? So because they can't, that is the truth of it. But
I look quizzically because I may have misunderstood it in the exact same way as you have. Carry on.
So I thought at one point that I had a fish gun and I had to shoot the fish into a barrel.
Oh, that wasn't where I was going.
That's what I thought. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm like, okay, so I load my fish into my gun, I fire my fish into the barrel. I'm like, that doesn't sound easy at all. This is a stupid
So am I
phrase.
understanding this right, that shooting fish in a barrel is supposed to be an easy thing?
Oh. Because, I mean, ostensibly...
I figured that there's water in the barrel as well. And, you know, the laws of diffraction,
what, like,
say?
Yeah,
whether you
like
shoot the bullet
into
the water and it ricochets off in a different direction because the density is different. That sounds pretty hard to me.
It does sound hard. Also, what we've learned from every time we've watched like a good guy try to escape a bad guy in a film where he dives into the water and they try and shoot the water and like it's okay because like the bullets don't go further than the surface of the water and he just swims away. And it's like, yeah, we probably got him. You haven't got him. And it wasn't as easy as shooting fish in a barrel. So
it's just in. The film Shooting Fish is dog shit, says Eddie Stone.
That's quite funny because a lot of our friends were extras in Shooting Fish, the film, which is
I have not heard of it, so that makes sense.
It's a 90s film, I think, and ultimately it's about two guys who are basically con artists, and they keep coming up with interesting and fun ways to scam or con or little schemes. It's a bit like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, only not as good. And there's a girl they've got with them, I think they both fall in love with, and both. I think that was it. But a lot of our friends were in the disco scene, were like kind of like da, 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 da. Like that was their entire bit. Several of our friends, Nick was in it. Not that I don't know. I mean, Nick Wood, Dan Johnson, all these guys were just like in this scene. I wasn't in it. I don't know how I didn't get on that. Why didn't I get? I don't care. Anyway, shooting fish in a barrel. I'm not bitter. It's not an easy task.
Your idiot turned COVIDiot follows a similar theme to my COVIDiot of the week. But I just think that my idiot turned COVIDiot may top yours. And my COVIDiot of the week is the Cheeto in chief, the President of the United States.
Oh my God,
Donald J. Trump, whose birthday it is today, if anybody.
Well, oh my God. God.
But anyway, so last week, good old Trump decided that he, as part of his presidentialness, if that's a word, would visit a factory that was creating cotton swabs. Swabs for coronavirus testing. But the thing is, Trump, being a notorious moron, an obtuse moron, wasn't going to be wearing a mask to the facility. God. So as he toured the facility and they were making these swabs ready to go out to test people for the coronavirus, he's there potentially shedding virus.
Breathing
on them. Definitely shedding virus. It might not be the coronavirus, but he's definitely shedding virus all over these things.
Did they not?
So I will share this web page.
Go for it.
The company that he toured were forced to throw out all of their product that they'd made that morning because they couldn't risk him having shed virus on it and it tainting the process. Like, I don't know if there's another picture. No, there isn't. But there are other pictures online of this whole thing. He was the only person in his entourage not wearing a mask.
Oh my God. That's like the height of arrogance and stupidity. Yeah. What is wrong with this guy? I mean, here's the thing.
I have no answer to you. Sorry.
People who are idiots are going to be idiots in and out of COVID. I don't know. Did no one say, like, hey, listen, Mr. President, you're going to have to wear a mask? He's like, I don't have to wear a mask. I'm the president. It's like, well, no, because you have to. At what point do you kind of like someone steps in and says, no, you can't do this?
I think they've probably tried that over and over again, and they're just done now. Like 2 years ago, they were like, Mr. President, you can't do that. And he's like, yes, I can. I'm Donald J. Trump. Okay, whatever, fine. And now they don't even bother like confronting it now. It's like, never mind, you're not going to listen.
Don't forget it, he's going to do it anyway. It's like, surely, I mean, the scientists at the place were like, listen, Mr. Trump, you're going to have to wear a mask because otherwise you're going to infect everything. And he just goes, that's fine. Or did they not? I mean, what?
Easy come, easy go.
I just don't understand at which point someone there is responsible saying, I'm sorry, if I was the head of the site, I don't know how easy it is to do. So go, oh yeah, you're going to have to come in with a mask on. And he goes, I won't. I'm like, well, then you're not coming in then, are you?
Yeah.
You dickhead. But no one took that responsibility
anymore, Mr. Trump.
It's like, put a mask on or don't come in. This is, oh my God, this guy, man, you know.
So those are our COVIDiots of the week.
Those are our COVIDiots. It's such a depressing state of affairs. At least Kylie Jenner was like, you know.
Yeah, at least Kylie Jenner not being as rich anymore is a positive.
Yeah,
that's a good
thing. That is a positive thing. So there you go. We'll keep searching for other COVIDiots, but honestly...
Oh, it gets better. Hang on 1 second before we segue on.
Depart.
According to Duff Valley, he then told reporters he wore one. They just missed it.
That's such a... Oh, our roving reporter at Download.
This just in.
Duff Valley says, President Cunt is more of a cunt than you thought he was. That's the Pearl and Dean theme. I don't think that's the theme I need. Right. Oh my God. Yeah, I did wear one, but you were just looking the other way. I was like, what? What an outstanding prick. Like, I don't want to bring us down, but he is everything about it. It's just, I don't understand what's happening in the world. Okay, that's COVIDiots. If I don't understand what's happening, we've got to talk about what's happening in the segment we call This Is Happening. All the good things, if you can find them. and all the bad things which we stumble over frequently in the world today. Okay, Jeremy, let's have something hap. What's hap?
Sure. And it actually kind of fits what you said quite nicely, because my hap this week is something that last week was nap, and that's the weather.
Ah, the weather.
And we wouldn't really be
is the weather.
quite British enough if we didn't discuss the weather here and there. And
should we talk about the weather?
But last week, I was disappointed that I'd worked hard on my garden and I couldn't sit in it because it was absolutely pissing down at every moment of every day. And that pretty much continued into yesterday. But yesterday, just as we were trying to get ready for another live show.
For cocktails and bullshit, yeah.
And we were at, what was it, about 5:15? We looked out the window and were like, well, this isn't happening.
This isn't happening. Do you know, what I love about, right, so I'm with you. The weather is hap, thank God for the weather. So what I love, there's a couple of things about this. One is that once people have had a period of good weather, and early in the summer, say May, right, when it isn't really the summer properly, and like end of May, early June, you get a period of sun, and then it goes rainy, and then everyone says our favorite phrase, which is bullshit, and says, well, that's the end of the summer then, isn't it? And you're just like, oh, please shut up, right? Because like we haven't, like, it's just such a short-sighted nonsense phrase to say, oh, it's the end of summer, not getting more sun as that. I'm like, are you a fucking weatherman? What the fuck are you talking about? And then the other thing is that people all turn into weather people, you know, weatherman if you're a man, I guess. But essentially, people look at the weather and go, I don't know the first thing about. Well, I mean, I don't mean to stick it to Mr. Perry, who's a good friend, and we had a wonderful time doing that. But he was emblematic of everything about looking at the weather and making a decision about it based on your eyes, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Because you kind of
not even really based on your eyes, based on just what you wish was in front of your eyes.
That was it. Yes. What you wish. It's just like, well,
you look out the window. There's grey skies. It's absolutely chucking down. It's like, I think there's a bit of blue there. We're all right. It's going to be fine.
That's it. It's just like
my eyes are blue. It's going to be fine.
You know that confirmation bias where like you see what you want to see in a way, and you kind of like go, well, I can see a bit of blue there. The rest of it is all grey, and it is coming from this direction. And that way is the wind is blowing it in that direction. So it's going to be sunny. I'm like, that you don't know. Nobody knows. Are you kidding? I used to run a tennis tournament when we were part of the theatre group, and I was so desperate to be a sunny day. And I remember I was standing on the tennis courts going, well, I think the sun is coming from that direction, the rain's going that, so we should be. I mean, it should be okay. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm like. In all these situations, they were fine. Like yesterday was fine, but I do love the fact that our pop weather forecasting is obviously nonsense. But yeah, we all do it. So I am happy, and it is hap that the weather is better.
I sat outside and had my lunch in the garden under my parasol. It was lovely. Long may it continue. The weather is definitely hap.
Do you know, it is hap. I don't know that I necessarily have a hap, but on that subject, the happiest hap that I had probably this weekend was that I went to see my parents and sat in their garden in the sun, right? So that was quite cool. And it was really nice to see them. We were socially distanced. You know, it was like I was in a garden-based interview, because they were sitting on one side of the table and I was being interviewed for the position of someone who was going to drink coffee.
So, Alex, how have you been?
Yeah, and I'm like, I've been fine. Where's that coffee? But it was good, but a couple of things were amusing to me. So it was wonderful. That's what's happened. Seeing relatives, and in the social bubble, support bubble thing that was announced earlier this week, staying round at your friends, relatives, partner's house. The thing that we weren't able to do. So there's a lot of kind of connections which are all really, really good. But honestly, I just had to, therefore I got firsthand my parents giving me advice about stuff. Like one of the things was like, well, if you drive to Belgium, you're going to need, I mean, you're going to have to have you got any breakdown cover? And I said, no, not at the moment. They said, you're going to have to get some. And I'm like, yeah, no, I will. And it's like, and you're going to have to get some insurance. And I'm like, yeah, no, I will. I said, and you're going to need to get some sort of European stuff for that. And I said, yeah, no, I will. I said, and you're going to get your tires done.
Dad, I was just thinking about doing it and seeing what happens. Like
my dad told me like about 8 times, and he just went. It's like a flow diagram. He got to the end and he just went back to the top.
Let me get my pad. I'll make you a list.
He was like, no, because, and I was like, I'm gonna go. He's like, yeah, but that, I mean, you don't want to break down. And I said, I don't. And then I started being really flippant, like I tend to do. I said, it's okay, Dad. I just don't plan on crashing. And he's like, I know you don't plan on crashing, but other people might crash into you. And I'm like, it's really unfair of me to do. So like, it was a lovely time, but it was inbuilt with that was his wonderful fatherly advice of insurance. I said, in the end, I almost snapped a little bit. I said, Dad, I'll get the things that the car needs, because I said, I'm a smart guy. And at that point, he kind of like hands off at that when he was like, okay, I've said it a few times now, haven't I? I said, I barely noticed. So, oh my God. So I guess that's nap. Oh, not nap really, but funny. Do you know, the risk of dominating this conversation with things that my dad said? He said, I don't know if we should be using this Zoom. I don't know if you should be using Zoom. I said, why not, Dad? And he's like, oh, because I heard from your cousin, that people have been hacking into Zoom and like getting into other people's conversations. And I was like, what? And just coming in going like, hey, all right, how's it going? Like that. And he's like, no. And it's like, it gets worse than that, Alex, because a lot of these, we want it for a church service. And you can imagine what's been happening. People are hacking into it and just putting pornography up.
I love it.
And I was like, well,
do it.
I said, Dad, we should all be so lucky. But like my dad's a very religious guy, so it's just like does not want. I mean, also, I just don't want to have a conversation about sex or porn with my dad. So I just moved on really super quickly. But like,
so like, Dad, what type of porn are they hacking into the Zoom? Be specific. Yeah. Be explicit. Leave nothing out.
Yeah, because that's what I want. Audible porn, like an audiobook version of porn read by my dad. This is the thing.
That's what everyone wants, right?
Oh my God, that would be so horrible. He'd gone round there to fix the cable, but that wasn't really what he was there for, as we were to later find out. I'm the Reverend John Borton, and I'm here to read 3 polls for 3 holes. Anyway,
next slide, please.
Yeah, next slide. Yeah, no, that was pretty awkward if ever that was the case. I don't know. Yes, so that was one of the. So it was hap to see them, but it was nap to hear these wonderful things. Parents get worried about this sort of stuff. Anyway, do you have anything that was nap at all?
Same as my hap. This is something that was hap last week that is nap this week, but it's nap in a totally selfish way, not because it's a bad thing. But last week I mentioned that I'd started watching Alex Rider on Amazon Prime, and now it's nap because I've finished it and I've run out and there isn't any more of it.
Hey, I got off the stream last week. We've been watching Snowpiercer, and obviously I kind of slagged it off a little bit. And so Isabel was like, do you not like it? And I'm like, hey, baby, of course I like it. What are you talking about? She's like, you said on the thing you didn't like it. And I'm like, oh, well, I was just saying it because like if something to say. I like it, you know.
It's like, if you're going to listen to the things where I'm honest, maybe don't do that.
Don't listen to these things. Do you know, I said at one point on their podcast last week that instead of saying that's just gossip because Snowpiercer is a train, they say that's just track talk, right? Which is such a nonsense phrase. And by the way, they said it like twice in the last episode. Since they said that, they said it again. I'm like, I know the world has ended, but we didn't need to change the word gossip. I don't want to be the subject of rumor. Would have been a totally reasonable line to say, you know, or something like that. But it's like the track talk. I'm like,
from now on, whenever we discuss any kind of rumor or conjecture, I am going to call it track talk.
Track talk, but it might be better if it was on a train, I suppose. I think
not on a train. That makes it even better. We're in a car.
That's just track.
We're on a bus. Have you heard the track talk?
you had? That's just track talk, Jeremy. That's just track talk. But I actually did enjoy this one. This last episode was really good. So it's still pretty cool.
What's nap
so it's
in
not
your
nap
world?
anymore. What's nap in my? Do you know what? I'm having to rely on the internet a lot more than I ever did. Although I'm a massive researcher for things and stuff that I want, so I look up things online. So recently, I've been thinking I want to buy an iPad. So I try and kind of line up the iPads I want versus laptops of similar. Like, well, I want it to perform like a laptop. So what's the best? So then I go into full research mode. And I'm like, iPad 10.2, iPad Pro 2018 or 2020, 11-inch, 12.9-inch. Are any of these things really a computer? Yes, no, maybe. Up against what? The Dell XPS 2-in-1? Does it, a Surface Pro 7? So I go down this thing. So I spend a lot of time doing, you can tell, a lot of time doing research. And what I've discovered online is that people don't know how to design websites, right? And what annoys me is that you get like a little bit of text. And it's like, well, I'll tell you all about the Dell XPS or whatever like that. And then it just has an advert in the middle of the pros. And then you have to scroll down past the advert. And then you're back into it. I'm like, the fuck? And there's all this, and like, there's all these adverts down one side, adverts down the other side, adverts in the middle, and so it takes you for ages just kind of scrolling. And I'm like, oh god. And
it's even worse if you turn on an ad blocker, because you go on some websites like, we've noticed you're using an ad blocker. Would you like to turn it off? No, dickhead.
No.
This is why I have this thing. What? You're just about to enter into sexual intercourse with your partner, and it's like, I've noticed you're wearing a condom. Would you like to take it off? No. It is here for a purpose.
Sperm blocker 5000. You keep doing this repetitive thing we keep seeing. It's the same in Facebook. There's loads of ads. There used to be the point where you didn't get ads in. Like now I get ads in my, I know it's been around for ages. Now I get ads in my messages. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking hate it. I can't get rid of loads of things. What annoys me at the moment with the internet is the Telegraph paper. I think in order to see any of their content, you have to buy it. You have to subscribe to the Telegraph. If you go to The Guardian, they say, hey, listen, you may well have enjoyed this review of the National Theatre's latest production of Midsummer Night's Dream, but had you considered giving us some money? I'm like, no, thanks very much. The Telegraph just goes.
But the guy who wrote it hasn't eaten in 6 days.
Yeah. The Telegraph just gives you a little teaser of about, like, I don't know, 2 paragraphs. I'm like, this sounds really interesting. Like the Kylie Jenner thing I was reading about earlier was on the Telegraph, and it said, had you heard? Kylie Jenner went to and it goes, if you'd like to read the rest of this, please subscribe to it. I'm like, fuck you, Telegraph. And I just typed in Kylie Jenner nightclub and found it on a different site. So I was like, I won't ever give any money to the Telegraph. It really winds me up. That's what I snap at the moment. Just the structure of internet
behind
ads.
Paywalls, adverts.
Fuck that shit.
All of it.
That's it. Paywalls. If I'm reading a BuzzFeed article, sometimes it'll be like just 20 things that are funny about Star Trek Next Generation. I'm like, okay. Or like 20 best cosplay costumes that blew our minds. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So I'll go through it, and then there'll be just like an advert for some jewelry in the middle of it. I'm like, I don't remember that being something I'd like to cosplay. And I'm like, oh no, it's an advert disguised as it. Oh God, fuck it. Anyway, so yeah, that's what Snap, the fucking internet. But we need it, Jeremy. We need it. That's the problem.
We need that sweet, sweet information.
We do. So that's what's nap for me. Oh, and actually, if there's one more thing that looked a bit nap, this week there was the release of the PlayStation 5. Well, not the release of it, but the release event where they told us more about it. And because I've already formed my conclusion about PS5, you're going to bring something up. Here's your first look.
Here it is for anybody who is living underneath their PlayStation 2. This is the PS5. It basically looks like a cross between one of those dehumidifiers you put in the corner of the room, and a router.
Yeah, it looks like a wireless router, doesn't it? I was like, I can't stand that. I already hated the controller.
But you know what? Here's what really kind of confuses me about the whole thing. when when people have been talking about this, we still don't really have any actual information about what this thing does in comparison to the PS4 or any of the others. I don't know how this is superior in any way to any other games console out there. I just know that it looks like a piece of shit. That's all I've learned this week. I have learned almost nothing.
Do you know what this has done for me, Jeremy? As if I needed it anymore. This has vindicated my purchase of the PS4 Pro last week so much. I'm like, yes, decision correct, vindication. It's just like, I don't want it. I hate the bit where there's a gap at the top. I hate the bit where it kind of drops off, so you just have the wings at the top. I'm like, well, that looks like it's going to break. And I hate the console. I just think it's obviously, we're blinded with specs. There's going to be, well, now runs this power, this memory, this RAM, this, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. It's going to be faster, fine. It's going to be faster, good, but I'm fine. So, listen.
Eddie Stone says it looks like the bollocks of Marvin from the film Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Is that the? I mean, I don't know if there was another film, but is that the shit film that we all hated? I think is what he means.
Yes, that's they've only made the one film, I believe.
Yeah, they have. Because they made various. They made another version. They made the TV version, I think. So I suppose I'm in my head. There's more, but yeah, it does.
And apparently, there's a digital only version. So I guess that means a console without a disc drive in it. So you have to download all of your games.
Really? Wow. I can't even I don't even really know what that means or how it's going to work exactly. I'll have to look into it, but the fact is I don't care and I won't ever buy one. Probably. Let's say I'm one of those guys that goes around someone else's
Radio
house.
Star, episode 204 in the year 2027. So, Jeremy, I just bought a PS5 Pro.
Yeah, do you know what? And I'll be like, do you know what? I'll take it all back from that time in episode 7. The likelihood is that it'll get to the point where not having one, you know, I want to upgrade. But what I love is all the pictures, all the kind of like the. I don't think there's a big release title. It's not like when they released the Switch, Nintendo released the Switch, and they released it with Breath of the Wild, and everyone, fuck me, Breath of the Wild looks fucking amazing. I need the Switch, or I won't have that game. I don't think there's a release title that's made me go, oh my god, like Uncharted 5. So very old. They haven't done something like that, you know. So, I mean, I see no reason. I mean, I got a beautiful. My controller's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. I think I'm even a little bit sexier when I play it, or so Isabeau tells me. So it's amazing. So there you go. That's what's napped. The fucking PS5. Go fuck yourselves, Sony.
Right. Before we move on, there's just another comment that I'd like to throw out because it tickled me, to be honest. Nicholas Brinkley says, I just got 10 minutes into the podcast before realizing it was last week's. Here now.
Nick, I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for coming along. Hey, that's still a good episode. What gave it away? Was it when I said, I don't know what would have referenced it 10 minutes in that would have tipped?
Because we do try to be fairly kind of timeless so that people can go back and watch whenever. But yeah.
I don't know what gave it away. We must have said something at that point. Going, PlayStation 5 information isn't out yet, and like Nick just probably went, "Yeah, it is." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I don't know what my obsession is with it, but yeah, so glad that you're here, Nick. In this the 14th of June. That's well. Now I've said that. Now I can say it's the 14th of June. Anyone who makes your mistake again, it'll be 36 minutes in. Like, oh shit.
We're pretty much over on whatever episode that is, but
yeah, I have to say, Nick, maybe in some small way, you could be an honourable mention of a co-video of the week, but still, you're just not in the league. You have to better shape up, in the words of Olivia Newton-John. If you're gonna make it to the higher echelons, I mean, in fairness, he's got a head start on you because he's a president and a dickhead. And in fairness, you are neither. But bit of work on that. Must try harder. Do you want to do nursery rhyme time?
Yes, I do, because this one is just bizarre and totally off the wall.
Am I reading it, or do you want to read it? I don't mind.
You can go ahead and read it, but okay. First of all, let's let people know what nursery rhyme time is for anybody tuning in for the first time. Inspired by entertaining my child with nursery rhymes, and a friend of ours who live streams nursery rhymes every Monday and Tuesday. We've noticed that a large majority, I think it's fair to say a large majority, of nursery rhymes are complete and utter bollocks.
Yes.
And so we, in our infinite wisdom, are here to take the piss out of them.
Shall I take it away? I know this one.
Go for it.
Because
You can even do the cadence if you like.
The cadence. I love a bit of cadence. I should say last week it was like, we had like one little monkey jumping on the bed, and the other one was Polly had a sick dolly or whatever it was. Miss Polly had a dolly.
Indeed.
Yeah. All I could think of was good golly, Miss Molly. Right. I know this one, though. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. So she gave them some broth without any bread, and she whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed. I mean, fucking cool social services for a start. I mean,
yeah.
What is going on with this? I mean,
this had to be a product of its time, I guess. But I mean, I wonder what time you're like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Whip them, send them to bed. Yes, I'm on board.
There's a lot in just one stanza. Do you know what I mean? There's quite a lot to unpack here. One of the things I'll say is this obviously a post-war kind of prefab buildings, that sort of thing. When, the money we had, there wasn't a lot of it. So they made things very simply. And in this case, the woman ended up just living in a shoe. Like so many people, post-war ended up living in shoes. And that kind of baby boom.
The Borrowers spring to mind.
Yeah. Ian Holm and his mates. I don't know. I can only name one actor in that film. Yeah. She lived in a shoe, right? That's, Maslow's triangle of a hierarchy of needs, as it were, shelter being one of them.
She's got it. She has. Needs to stop complaining. She's got her shelter.
Shoes are only very small, Jeremy. I don't understand. You can only fit your foot in it, let alone an entire person and their family. Maybe it was just a giant shoe. It's not clear here. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. I love that. It's like, imagine some woman is like, well, I've got 20 children and I've only got 2 pair of hands. So 3 of them are going to get all my, some of them are going to get attention. Some of them are going to have to fend for themselves. I wash my hands of them. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, she was confused that I don't know what to do. That's another one. Pregnant again. And so she didn't know what to do. So her only response in not knowing what to do was to give them broth, which is soup.
Mm-hmm. Wet, very wet, watery.
Very wet Scottish soup. Tasteless. Without any bread. She's like, oh, do you know what they need? They need the soup.
Do you know what's luxurious? A good broth and bread. But these 27 and a half children that I've got, at least 10 of them are pricks. So, fuck their bread. They're not getting any fucking bread. She just thought, we don't want them having put them on Atkins. Don't want them having the carbs. Just like, no bread for you in our shoe dystopia. To be fair, she probably tried to give them bread, but she was like, all right, and a bit for you, and a bit for you, and a bit... Oh, fuck, I'm out of bread. No bread for the rest of you. I went to the shop, bought some broth, and I bought like 3 slices of bread. I thought it would go round, but it didn't. And then she whipped them off. Broth. She whipped them all soundly. Such outrageous. It's like... Those kids don't even have a chance, do they? It's like, there's no room in this. Sharp, whichever one you are. Smack. There. Have some broth. Go fuck yourself. Good night. Peace out. Can I have some bread, Mum? You'll have the back of my hand in a minute. Now get to your bit of the shoe for sleep. Get to the laces. All right. There's rain coming in through the eyelet. Fuck you. I remember Petty... said once that during the
briefing, the police briefing, I think the sergeant was informing them of people that they needed to go and see. And he said, so on the day's agenda, there was an old woman, and like 3 of them just went, who lived in a shoe. Oh dear. If you've got any nursery rhymes you want us to have a look at, tell us what they are and we'll read them out and talk about them.
Yeah.
This is just such an awful time to be a shoe child. Still not worse than the situation we're finding ourselves in today. Like, those shoe children be like, oh my God, the future people have it so bad. At least I lived in a shoe. We didn't have a president like Trump at that time when I was living in a shoe. Might not have had any bread, but our government was okay. Got to count your blessings. What do you want to do? What do you want to do now?
Let's move on to my favorite segment and yours.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started.
I think I've been told I'm a bit too ranty, and those people can fuck off. But one of them is my girlfriend, so she can't. She's lovely. She didn't say that. I'm only kidding. That was just a setup. I'm going to try to be less ranty. I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing. But
all right. Okay.
We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes you just push me like that John Cena thing, man. I just couldn't. So.
Well, I think. I mean, the reason you get ranty is obviously when I fail in my topic selection and
don't say John Delancey.
Happen upon something that you actually dislike.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really quite expect the John Cena hate with quite as much vitriol. So I was just saying another John that you know that wasn't Delancey. And hands up, I cocked up on that one. You truly hate you didn't. John Cena.
I don't. That's just acting, darling. It's just acting. I have no dog in this fight. John Cena's fine. I just like it's easy to find something to say about John Cena. Everyone's like, thank God, I like Alex again now.
He can put that on a billboard or something. John Cena's fine. Alex Borton.
John Cena's fine. Oh man. Yeah, John Cena's all right. Go see him
on the poster for his next movie.
Do you know what? Like he was in. I watched WrestleMania, and he had a fight against. Oh God, what's the guy's name? Oh, they're all the same. The terrible weirdo.
His name is The Fiend.
The Fiend. What's his real name? His name's like Bray Wyatt. Is that his name? Yeah.
But The Fiend is not Bray Wyatt. Not to get too nerdy about it.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I haven't been watching enough of that. So like. But like that whole thing was just kind of a little bit meta and nonsense, and I'm like, had to be something meta and nonsense.
Totally meta, yeah.
Oh, it was just like, is this happening? Is it not? And all the commentators had to be like, this has happened inside his head. How can we comment on it? It's like, I think Byron Jennings was just like, what did we just see? And I'm like, nothing. It was in his head. You didn't see anything. Nothing was televised. That's the point. But anyway, what did we just see? What did I just see? What the hell was that? Question everyone's asking. Byron. We're all asking the same question. Glad it was at the top of the show, eh? Nothing less for Cena. Okay, fine. No, right. Let's go back down to.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you like this. So the ranting will not be too heavy unless you are able to get creative in the John Cena kind of way.
I don't know.
Please share your deep-seated feelings about Babylon 5.
Oh, you bastard! Oh, do you know what? Oh, fucking hell. By the way, I thought that was coming last week. Babylon 5 is a big pile of shit, as is quoted in the TV series Space. The thing about it is that everyone preaches like J. Michael Straczynski is the second coming, and he isn't. He's just an okay screenwriter. And as a result, everything he touched does not turn to gold. You will recall, as many of us will, that Spider-Man, and I'm getting off topic, but I promise I'll come back, Spider-Man has gone totally shit, i.e. the comics. And so they went, who can we get to bring back Spider-Man? I mean, it's very simple to bring back Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a very simple origin, and it's very easy to do. But somehow, Marvel were fucking up. Let's bring in J. Michael Straczynski, because he did such a sterling job on Babylon 5. Why somebody else? No, it has to be him. And like everything people that love Babylon 5 talk about JMS like he's the second coming, and that Babylon 5 is the greatest thing ever. Like, it's basically a pimped up Stargate. And Stargate is fucking shit. So, like, you know, everything about Farscape, that's even worse. They're all about the same. It's like, once people saw Star Trek, they were like, oh, fuck, we're fucked. Like, every sci-fi writer forever was like, we're fucked. Because Star Trek has it nailed. And now they might try to do Farscape, they try to do Stargate, and Babylon 5 comes out. And I'm just telling you now, if you watch Babylon 5 now and you think, oh, those graphics haven't aged well. They hadn't aged well then, in 1995. They were shit then. It wasn't even good then. They were going up against Voyager, which was also shit, but at least they knew how to do their graphics. And the story about it, these guys in it, it just goes round and round and doesn't really make any sense. The prosthetics that they use, it's like any alien. They're like, we need an alien this week. Just fucking use this one, but cut some ears off it. Right, okay, I will, DGMS. Thanks very much. Their guns are stupid. None of it's really properly explained. The ships, which like spin around in space, they're pretty naff as well. I mean, the whole thing, it takes them an entire season. And the worst thing is, when I say to people that you should watch Babylon 5, they say, okay, and I have to go like, you probably won't enjoy the entire of the first season, but stick with it. And how much of an indictment of a show is it that you have to tell someone to wait for a little bit longer before it gets good, when it should get good out of the box? Yeah, fuck Babylon 5. There's no point. None of it's any good. Don't bother with it. And there's like, oh, God. And don't get me started on Babylon 5's 5th season, which is just total shit. So, like, it's only really 4 seasons. And the first one's not very good, so it's only really 3 seasons.
And your DVDs don't work for the first season, so there's not really any first season.
No, they don't. They don't. They kind of like get a bit scratchy. But that might be my PlayStation 3. Had you considered that? So that's Babylon 5. Don't bother with it. It's nap.
I think you failed miserably and they're not getting too ranty.
No, but I quite enjoy it. Quite enjoy it. It's what I go to school for. You know what I mean? It's like
here's an important question for you. Sorry to interrupt. Eddie Stone asks, can you watch Babylon 5 if you haven't seen the first 4?
Well, the Babylon project was a dream given form, you know, and what happened to the first one?
I'm just going to leave. See you later.
I can't. It's struggle for me. Like, when people say that, you just like, what happened to the first 4 projects? You need to kind of watch to find out. Oh, that show is such genius. Ah! Oh, I love Joe Michael Straczynski. Please don't ever tell anyone I said this. Those Spider-Man comics are so good. Right. Oh, God, failed miserably. Let's get you to do it. I just lost myself.
I've broken you. You've
broken. Ah! All these people going, oh, I thought Alex liked Babylon 5. I joined in at 40 minutes and the whole world had exploded. Yeah, okay. I don't know if we've had this one. I don't think we have. But have I asked? I don't think I have. What is your opinion on pizza?
You have not asked my opinion on pizza.
Good.
So don't get me started on pizza because it is the most overrated foodstuff in the world. Okay, let's break it down for a second. Start at the bottom,
break down,
or the top if you're talking about Chicago style, because what the fuck. But the bottom layer is bread, but it's not really bread. It's like this weird kind of extra doughy bread. So you're just adding chewing, and I don't want to do exercise while I'm eating my food, so no. I'll just go with the bread, thanks. And then you get up, and it's like a layer of this sauce that they say is like tomato sauce, but I've had tomato sauce, like Squeezy Heinz, stick it on the side. Doesn't taste anything like that. No. This has got this weird kind of cloyy texture to it. I don't even know what it is. It's kind of not even puree. It's somewhere in between.
No one knows.
Not really digging it. And then you put cheese on top, and that's fine. Cheese is all good. But then you kind of ruin it by you get to the top layer, and then nobody can agree about what should be going on top of a pizza. And you get some people who are out there like, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. I'm like, you're not making it any worse, dude. Just chill out. It's fine. You can put whatever you want on a pizza because it doesn't get any better or worse.
Do you know
you can put fish on there, right? Anchovies probably make a pizza better. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. I can take everything back that I've just said if it is an anchovy and let's say Kipper's pizza. Anchovy and Kipper's, yum yum, give me that all day. But otherwise, take your pizza and in your pizza oven and leave it there to crisp and burn and die.
People who have pizza ovens, Jeremy, what kind of person are they? You know, I just have a regular oven. People are like, oh, I've made one out of bricks and it's in my garden.
Yeah, there are definitely layers of pizza prick. The first, obviously, is those who've got a pizza stone to go in their oven.
Oh my God, Jeremy!
Dude, you got to get a pizza stone. It makes it all crispy around the edges. And like, I don't fucking want it crispy around the edges. What's wrong with just it is? As it is, doesn't need to. Oh man, do you know what? This is the kind of same person that I will become when I get a decanter for my red wine. Because I read online that like you need to wine is always better if you decant it, and I'm like, is this just what lies spread by the decanter making union? Where they're like, we've got to sell these fucking decanters, man. Everyone's just drinking it. Yeah, they're just like everyone's just taking their wine and pouring it into a glass. I've got 50,000 decanters just sitting here. Someone go and tell them they need to use them. It's like, all right, boss. It's like decanters are good, and everyone's like, got to get one of those. So wait for me to become that prick. Right, decanter prick. I'm buying one. I'm going to buy one, and then you'll have me on here, and I'll say, "Do you know what's hap, Jeremy? Decantering your wine is so cool." And if you say it like that, I will believe you.
I'm going to do it. I want to buy one now just to find out. I'll be like, I have 2 glasses of wine, one which has just come out of the bottle, and one that's been sitting in a decanter, and I'll be like, it's the same.
Live taste test coming soon to co-video.
I'll do it next week. I promise. I'll buy one this week. Okay,
I'll book it into the notes. It's in.
Please.
Alongside, we should probably point out, alongside the segment that we promised was starting this week, but is not because, well, fuck you.
I haven't. Yeah, we will do it, but it didn't. I don't think anyone cares that much.
Jeff Valley says, "Yes, I'm one of those pricks." Now, we've covered a lot of ground here, so I don't quite know which form of prick he's talking about.
Like the PS5 controller, like the PS5, have a pizza stone. Like Babylon 5. like pineapple on pizza. Decant your wine. Have a subscription.
Wondered where our new segment was.
Have a subscription to the Telegraph Online. Oh, she went clubbing! I didn't know that. Oh, thank God for that. £2.50 well spent. Go fuck yourself.
There we go. Confirmation from the man himself. Pizza
Stone. Duff Pizza Stone Valley.
Hey, I tell you what. Last week I sought to correct him about a thing he had bought, and I was totally wrong. I'm just gonna put my hands up and say,
what had you sought to correct him about a thing?
He had bought a tamagoyaki.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what it is now. I've forgotten. Machine, stone, tray, whatever it is. I did not know what this was. Turns out that is a thing, but it sounds very similar, or is typed very similar to takoyaki, which is the thing I described on last week's.
I see. You idiot.
But no, I'm a prick. He had tamagoyaki. I want takoyaki. Thanks for coming.
And I thought you meant Tamagotchi, the 90s craze where you had to keep a little kind of creature fed and warm and okay, or it died. I never had one.
It sounds a little too much like parenting to me.
Yeah, it's just like, did you ever have one? You basically have like a button where you feed it and you keep it warm, and it's just like you have to keep doing it. Oh, yeah, better feed it. Otherwise, I think it shits all over the place. You have to clean it. It's just... I never owned one. And every now and again, my friend would be like, oh, my Tamagotchi died because I forgot to clean it, feed it, burp it, sleep it, whatever. So I'm like...
Throw it at the wall.
It's like, I never had one. But that's what I thought it meant.
I'm going to get you started. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Right, almost at the end of an hour.
Try again to not rant too heavily on this.
Oh, I love it, though.
I'm going to follow the same kind of ish theme as you gave me. How do you feel, Alex, about bacon?
Bacon? Oh, man. Don't get me started on bacon. Right, everyone loves bacon. with the exception of vegetarians, who, by the way, sometimes get vegetarian bacon, and the bacon they've made it look the same. And I'm like, what was the point? You didn't like it in the first place. Why did you make it look the same? It doesn't really make any difference. Anyway, bacon is massively overrated. And massively overrated. Everyone, do you know what? It's in that kind of level when people say, I've got to have my cup of coffee before I start the day. Got to have my cup of coffee. They're like, oh, day hasn't started. Let's have a bacon sarnie. And it's the only word which then really has the word sarnie afterwards, which means you know they're a prick, right? It's like, I've got to have a bacon sarnie, mate. You've got to shut the fuck up, is what you have to do, right? Like, also, when you cook bacon, bacon kind of contracts. So when you buy bacon, it's this big solid lump of bacon. You're like, oh, that is going to be amazing. And then it just kind of shrinks and shrivels down until it's nothing. I had an ex who only ever ate it as it's super, super, super crispy, which meant you just like burnt it until it was just a shriveled frazzle size. And then she ate it, and then it's gone. So, like, it's never what you want. Also, the label covers over. I had this the other day, the bacon pricks, right? They kind of like the label covered over a bit, which I thought was going to be more meat, but actually was just the strandy kind of bits of fat and gristle. So, like, in the window of the bacon was a bit, and then covering where it says bacon, probably, right, was no bacon. So I got it out and like, ta-da! And I'm like, oh, fuck me. It's not even bacon. So, like, it always looks bad. It promises so much, the bacon tease. Do you know what I mean? So always thinks you're going to get more with bacon. Plus, right, here's another thing. There's only one type of good bacon. That's smoked bacon. Why does the industry keep selling unsmoked bacon? And you get to it and it goes blue, red. Blue is unsmoked, red is smoked. There is only one type of bacon. The other type is shit. Why? At the end of the day, there's like nothing left in the red section and all this blue stuff. No, we're not really selling the unsmoked stuff. No fucking shit. Of course you're not. It's bullshit. So bacon's shit, and half of the stuff they sell is mega shit. Fuck bacon. Fuck it. Fuck it up, it's bacon ass. That's what I say.
I think that's bestiality and it's not legal. But you do you, man. Whatever.
See, that's the thing, man. Everyone, damn the man. Damn the man telling me what I can and can't fuck. Jesus. And eat.
If I want to marry a shoe, I'll marry it.
If I want to live in a shoe, I'll live in a shoe. If I want to beat my kids and not give them bread, I will. Apparently, I mean that's her world. Okay, listen. Something that everyone loves, Jeremy. Everyone loves a breath of fresh air. Everyone loves the countryside. Everyone loves the countryside, Jeremy, and so do you. What do you think about the countryside?
Yeah, no, I don't love the countryside, and you really shouldn't have got me started about the countryside. Because first of all, there are so many things in the countryside that just make you want to sneeze. And it's like, I did not go out into this place away from my home to be assaulted. If I wanted to be assaulted by obnoxious in-your-face things, I'd have gone down to London this week and got involved in the White Lives Matter rally. The dickheads protecting statues that didn't need protecting. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. But yeah, so flowers and pollen and all that kind of shit just assaults you straight away. And if that doesn't get you, right, then there are things that are attracted to that will get you even fucking worse. Bees, wasps. I've run out of bugs.
Bees, wasps, hornets.
Bees and wasps, that's bad enough. They're there. You're like, oh, okay, maybe this flower thing isn't so bad. Holy shit, it's a fucking bee. Also, you get to a point where you're like, okay, I can manage this assault on the senses of the countryside. Where is the best countryside? You ask a passerby. Oh, it's up there. Like, what? Are you telling me I need to exert to get to the best part of this countryside thing that you so love? Like, yeah. You've really got to climb that mountain.
Nothing like
get to the peak. I'm like, but it's so far. It's all the way up there.
Can I sum up? If anything, so for you, the countryside is a sneezy, wheezy, allergy-making, hay fever-ridden, pollen, sneezy, bee-infested and wasp-stinging place that's far away and you have to walk to, and that's bullshit. Yeah,
and your summation did make it sound like that it was many of the seven dwarfs rolled into one, and
Sneezy, Waspy,
Sneezy, Waspy, Twatty,
Flowery,
and run the fuck away from the BE.
Waspy. Imagine, where's Waspy? Stinging someone probably. Hi ho. Yeah.
This was the director's cut, obviously.
I thought, yeah. So much better for it. Wasps are, by the way, if I can isolate anything there, wasps are such bullshit. Fucking wasps. I fucking hate wasps. And like, I can't be cool around them. I can't be chill. I try to be chill, but I just can't. I know it's going to sting me. Fuck it. Fuck wasps. And what I hate about it is that they like all the sugary things that I'm drinking outside. So like, they just fly around. I'm like, fuck off. Just fuck off. Fucking wasps. And then someone will make a case for the wasps. Someone say, actually, we need the wasps because, and then I punch them in the face. I never ever find out why we needed the wasps. If someone knows why we need the wasps, don't fucking tell me.
I'm not quite as harsh. I usually just kind of face palm them away and like, yeah.
Hey, that's nice. Yeah. That's neat. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Wasps, great. Yeah, thanks.
Like Tai Chi it away. That's cool. Well, that's well done. I think that's well got started there. Listen, we've hit about an hour here. Mm-hmm. We've ranted and talked about idiots and nursery rhymes and everything. I think we've probably wrapped everything up we wanted to say this week.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Unless you're Nick, in which case we'll see you next week. But thanks very much for everybody else for joining us. You can watch it another time or do all that sort of bits. If they want to watch it, they can subscribe, right? I mean, if they want to see.
Yeah, I think it's like, where's my finger? It's right underneath this video somewhere. Probably on your side. I don't know. You do a pointy down thing. Yeah, it's probably about there. Maybe a little bit to your left. Yeah, probably about there. Subscribe. There's a little bell. Knock on that thing. It'll tell you whenever we're broadcasting.
Just every week for the moment at 9 o'clock at night on Sundays.
Absolutely. Further schedule on this YouTube channel. We got the main roster on Tuesday night, looking at Backlash, which is tonight, which isn't confusing. And then 2 Minute Warning tomorrow night. American football. Yay.
Loving a bit of American football. Well, okay, in which case, thanks very much for joining us, everybody. Please listen to it, watch it again, watch it for the first time if you haven't at all, basically. There's so much more. The other ones, there's another 6 you haven't watched. So, and they're just getting better and better. So thanks very much. That's all I'll say. And I'll say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.